Hello everyone, thank you for joining this plan with me. For this week I'm using this kit from Simply Watercolour Co. It's a Disney Alice in Wonderland themed kit, but it is from forever and a day ago and I've just really struggled to know when to use it. The thing with Disney kits, as much as I would love everything in my life to be covered in everything Disney, the kits tend to be a bit more bold and kind of bright in their colouring, whereas I tend to prefer the kind of softer pinks, greens and purples, and these kits can kind of be a bit more in your face, so that's where I struggle. But I thought, because this is the second half of our Disney holiday, I thought it was a perfect time to use this kit. So that's why I'm using it. And for this one, I managed to find some old Sadie Stickers florals that, again, I'd just been holding on to without a purpose. I went through kind of the florals that I'd bought to try and match up with the kits that I'm using at the moment that don't have any florals with them. So yeah, sorry, that's the kind of kit and the matching florals, not matching, but you know, I found my own matching florals to go with them. So just to address the elephant in the room, obviously I am planning these with the Rings planner pages, inserts, there we go, that's the word I was looking for. But I have, so this is only the second spread that I did with these, with the spare inserts that I had, and I really haven't enjoyed it. I've really struggled to use them. I just can't get behind them. I don't like when you put them back in the Rings planner. I feel like there's too big of a gap. It doesn't feel like all one big planner. It's a really chunky cover and it's not for me. I tried and it's not for me, and I just thought, you know what, for the sake of be about 45 quid, I just thought for 12 months to use something I really don't enjoy doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's my early Christmas present to myself, even though it won't turn up until probably early January, because I get it shipped to my consolidation service and then I'll have it shipped to the UK. So really long way round of saying that I will be back in a Sadie Stickers coiled planner come the new year, and I'm so looking forward to that, and I'm so looking forward to using the printable kits as well. I've had some wonderful recommendations from a lovely person on Instagram who's been using printable kits for the last few years, and she's given me quite a few shops, thankfully, to be able to use, because I could only find Paper Crown Planner at first that had kind of the style of kits that I liked, and she has matching florals as well for all of her kits, which is really helpful. So she's put me on to another couple of shops that don't necessarily do florals alongside their kits, but I can match up the florals from other places, so that should work pretty well for me. So I'm so looking forward to that, and I can kind of, you know, I can vomit flowers all over each spread if I want to. I love that I'm going to kind of have a bit more flexibility and not feel, because the cost can really rack up if you're buying a kit and the florals and a journaling kit, and the way that shops have gone, the sticker sheets for the florals are quite small. So I end up having to buy more than one, and it can get really expensive. You can end up spending sort of £30 for a single week's worth of stickers, which is a lot, you know. So I'm just trying to make it a bit more affordable, a bit more attainable to get the kind of look that I want. But for now, I'm just using up my old kits, actually making use of them so they don't stay hidden away in a album somewhere. I want to have them down on the page, and what better use for it than the actual time that we were in Disney itself. So this is sort of following on from the last spread. So this was the actual week of my birthday. So Monday was my 30th birthday and I was on cloud 9. So I have added right at the end of the video, I thought, you know what, you know, what's the big deal? I will put in the crazy eyes that I had. Most of the photos of us that were taken by the actual park photographers, where you get your memory keeper photos, in most of them I look as crazy as I do in the last photograph. So I've put it in just in case anyone wants a chuckle, but I really was on cloud 9 the entire week that we were there. Yeah, looking back, I just sometimes, you're just having too much of a good time to worry about quite how intense your face looks in the professional photos. But there we go. So yeah, that was a bit of a laugh, and it's funny to look back on because all of them are like that. There's a couple of nice ones that we've taken ourselves, but I think the flash that they use on their cameras as well just didn't help. The whites of my eyes were really popping in every single photo, and I was just beaming. So yeah, really, really wonderful, hilarious memories of those as well. So on this actual on the actual days in the day-to-day. So on the Monday, like I say, it was my 30th birthday, and I had decided that I wanted to do I think it's called Topolino's Terrace character breakfast that morning. I had promised my husband that I would not make him queue for any character photos or anything like that. So this was my one opportunity to have a character meal and just have a bit of fun. There were some other adult only tables there, which was a relief because I was worried we were just going to be surrounded by small children, but we were not. It was there was a couple next to us, and then there were some other tables that were just adults as well, so it made me feel a bit less silly, but I had a great time. So the characters there were Mickey, Minnie, Donald and Daisy. Really, really beautiful, really, really tasty breakfast. Yeah, definitely a huge highlight. But again, my face in all of those photos is just scary, crazy smile. All of it, just the widest, biggest grin with the most intense, terrifying eyes. It's quite something. It is a sight to behold. There were a couple of selfies that we took were quite nice, but yeah, some of the others I will not ever be putting on any kind of social media platform. But yeah, really lovely way to start the day. And then we took the Skyliner over to Hollywood Studios and we spent the day there. We got in another ride on Rise of the Resistance because that was an absolute top experience for us. So we wanted to get that in one more time. And then in the afternoon, I knew that I wanted to have a cocktail at the Enchanted Rose over in the Grand Floridian. So we did make our way. We kind of went back to our room, put some extra layers on because the evenings were colder than I expected whilst we were over there. So we just put on some extra layers, and then we got the monorail. Did we get the monorail over? No, we must have got the bus, now that I think about it, because our resort didn't have a monorail. So we got the bus over to Magic Kingdom, now that I think about it, because I wanted to try and squeeze in the fireworks, but there was rain, so that meant the fireworks ended up being cancelled. So we then walked from Magic Kingdom over to the Grand Floridian and had a couple of cocktails there, and I absolutely loved it. I'd looked at the menu beforehand. I knew exactly what I wanted, and it was... it was as special as I had hoped. It was a really, really lovely sort of moment of peace in what is a really chaotic holiday. And then we had the after hours event at Magic Kingdom. Absolutely incredible. If you are going, if you live quite far away and you're making the journey over to Florida for Walt Disney World, highly recommend the after hours events. They are not the cheapest, but the queues are nothing compared to in the day. And you have the popcorn included, you have the Mickey Premium Bars, there's some drinks included, and then the virtual queue rides. Again, this isn't our experience. I don't know if this is the same every time, but the virtual queue rides are just you jump in a normal queue. So we queued sort of 20 minutes for a go on Tron. I nearly called it Troy then. I've included a couple of photos from that at the end because, again, there's a really funny photo where Lewis, my husband, looks amazing. It's like the best he's ever looked at a photograph, and I look like my hair is about to be ripped off of my head with the speed. I was screaming. It was a very intense ride experience, and he wanted to do that again, so we got in the queue immediately and did it again. Really clever ride, very unique compared to the rest of the rides that are around, because a lot of the rides at Magic Kingdom are the kind of slow, gentle, nostalgic rides. Splash Mountain was still being converted to Tiana's when we were there, so we didn't have that ride. Trying trying to think what the other fast ride is in Magic Kingdom. Space Mountain is the other one. Yeah, I'm trying to rack my brain now. I think that's it for the kind of fast rides. And then there's the lovely rides that you have, Winnie the Pooh, Peter Pan, which I did when I was on my own, when I had my day in Magic Kingdom on my own, because I knew Lewis would enjoy that. So yeah, if you can do the after hours events, I highly recommend them. They are definitely worth the experience, and we really enjoyed them, and we'd like to take family back one day, and we'll definitely be doing that when we take them, because they will kind of really enjoy the freedom of just being able to kind of queue for whatever they like. So yeah, that was wonderful. When the park was really quiet when we were leaving, we got some lovely photos in front of the castle. Again, I look like an absolute maniac, but it was nice to have that kind of slow walk down Main Street and just we could stop with every photographer. We must have stopped with 4 on the way out to have different angles of the castle in our photos, and that was a really, really lovely experience. But we got back very, very late. The Tuesday, we then decided to walk around Epcot and eat at the different pavilions. I knew that I wanted to do when we were there, it was Festival of the Arts, and I knew I'd wanted to do the stamp. It's something to do with Figment, where you could go around, you could collect your stamps, or maybe it was to do with Remy, actually. And you'd collect your different stamps, and then you'd go and collect your cookie at the end. So I knew I wanted to do that. So we shared a lot of food around Epcot and just kind of enjoyed dipping in and out of the different pavilions. And then I don't recall if we were able to ride Guardians again that day, because it would have been in the daytime. I can't actually remember, but that was definitely our top ride of everything. I would say was the Guardians ride. Just amazing. I'm pretty sure I said that in my last one, but we're so excited to show that to family again one day. So Wednesday was then our actual travel home day. So we just went to Disney Springs in the morning, did a little bit of shopping, picked up some gifts for family and things, and then there were a couple of food places that I wanted to try. So we had lunch at Chicken Guy, and then we went to Salt and Straw. I was desperate to try some of their fun flavours of ice cream, and that was just a really, really fun time. That was when we were able to queue for Gideon's. It was still a bit of a long queue, but I was glad we were able to do that. So that was a good one to tick off as well. The cookies weren't all that amazing. I definitely had higher expectations for texture and flavour, given everyone goes on about Gideon's Bakehouse. But it was fun to have that experience, and they are ginormous cookies. So we both ended up taking ours all the way to the airport and still eating them on the plane home. So that was a snack that lasted a good while. Then we had to go to the airport sort of late afternoon, and then our flight home was an overnight flight. So we arrived really early in the morning. The next day, Lewis thankfully drove home. I fell asleep. I'm awful being a passenger in airport car journeys. We picked up Wendy the same afternoon, so we took her out, kind of gave her some attention, and then I crashed so hard. I honestly think that entire week I had just been running on adrenaline, because I would never, with long COVID, there's no way if you took me to a theme park for a week here, there's no way. I'd be halfway through the day and I would need to be napping. I was high on adrenaline this entire week. I did not stop. We had a couple of nap breaks on the days that we had gaps, but for the most part it was just non-stop, and I was just living my absolute best life. So it did take me, I think, about 6 weeks to recover from just that single week, but it was worth every moment. It was worth every minute of sleep when I got home. That's why those last few days in my planner just say rest days, because we did nothing. We did absolutely nothing. So these are a couple of the photos that I thought would provide some amusement from Guardians of the Galaxy and Tron. And then, just a couple of kind of nice photos from the holiday, and then enjoy the crazy eyes that will be coming up on you in just a couple of seconds. But thank you for making it to the end of this plan with me, and I will see you in the next one. Enjoy my intense crazy face. Bye.